Good morning, group. Good morning, ladies. Happy Tuesday, day 2 of our Mindful Morning Challenge to relaunch your soul. Today, we're talking about the most important part of this whole week. If you don't pay attention to anything else this week, pay attention today. Good morning, Darla. Good morning, Katie. And as Darla and Katie know very well, they've been doing healing work for some time. Good morning, Eric. So I'll let people start coming in. Good morning, sunshine. I miss you, Darla. We need to either have a session or lunch soon. Good morning. Yes, this is what we do, 6:30 in the morning every day, this whole week. And then, that's our challenge. And so let's get into it. So healing is today's topic. Okay. This is something that, if I didn't heal, if I didn't do healing work, I wouldn't be here in front of you guys, right? So, and again, the chakras come into play big time today. And I want to hear about yesterday though. Like what beliefs did you notice that you're carrying that's limiting you in your life, if any? So let me know. I'll go ahead and let me see here. I'm going to go ahead and invite some people just so people know I'm on. And then we'll get started. Now, a lot of you some of you here were in the self-healing masterclass that I did a couple weeks ago. And really it's that whole masterclass in one. This is such a broad topic right here, healing, that I'm just going to talk about the basics, really. And I'm just going to tell you what I did. Okay. So that's all I can do is to tell you what worked for me. And again, this week is about uncluttering the path to your soul so you can reconnect to your light. Okay. That's what this week is really about. If you feel like you're disconnected and you've lost your spark or your connection to your light, right? And we're light workers and we're healers. And even if you don't think that right now, anyone in my space is. You're a healer. You're here to help other people heal. Well, you heal, you give others permission to do the same. As you shine your light, you give others permission to do the same. Let's see here, guys. What were they doing? Oh, Hope. That's what it was. If Hope's not on here yet. And so keep that in mind. And so yesterday we talked about limiting beliefs, right? We talked about those limiting stories because that's where it starts. For me, that's where my whole journey began, was when I started to question the beliefs I had believed for my whole life. And, it was very interesting to me to hear that other people, it's not just been me. Also, hi Hope. I was going to invite your sister, but I couldn't find her. But it was really interesting to know that limiting belief work is difficult for everybody because that was the most difficult part for me was pointing out where I was limiting myself, because we've been so ingrained with these beliefs, you guys. These beliefs are so deeply rooted into our being that it takes a coach. This is why I hired a coach. This is why I invested in a coach, was because of limiting beliefs and helping me point them out. And then we get into the healing today. So I want to know what your healing practice looks like right now. Like, do you guys have a daily where you sit by yourself, which I know most of you in here do. But if you want to share, just like, what is your favorite go-to self-healing tool? And we're going to go into the self-healing tools here in a second, in case anyone watching the replay or anybody coming in if you don't have a self-healing practice. And if you don't sit down every single day just to either journal or repeat affirmations or meditate, even just to listen to a guided meditation, like, for 5 minutes. Like, what is it that you do, at least one thing every day that will help you begin to shake up the snow globe, per se. I know you guys have heard me say that before, because as we go through life and our day, think of a snow globe that's like, it's just, upright, it's chilling, and all the snow just gets packed down right at the bottom of the snow globe. But when you start diving into limiting beliefs, and you start diving into really looking at your childhood, you go doing inner child work, when you start to look at your emotions in a different way, which that's what it is, hint, hint. Emotions are energy in motion. So I combine emotion work with energy work. And here's why. Because emotions are energy. So for me, the chakra system was the most effective healing method or modality or system for me, and then I started learning about energy healing, because every time we feel an emotion, we are responding to energy. That's what's happening. Like, an emotion is thrown at us, right? It's into our system, and we react to it, we respond to it, we do whatever we do with it, or we don't do anything with it, and guess what? It doesn't go anywhere. It's supposed to be able to do this, right? Come in and go out, but it doesn't, because we're moms, we're parents, we're dads, right? We have jobs, we have an ego, we have a human side to us, we have a human self, and so we have to shove it down. And guess what happens when we shove that down? It turns into dis-ease, and it causes a stagnation or a block. Okay, so if you ever hear of a block, this is how this starts, is because we don't deal with the emotion, or I shouldn't say deal, we don't allow the emotion to take its course when it happens. So for example, when we go through a breakup or something, I'll do another one. So say we're at work and somebody really hurts our feelings, right? And we have to shove it down to continue working. There's so many times that I was at work and I wanted to cry, but I couldn't because I was at work. Let me know if that's happened for anybody else, as far as you've been in situations where you couldn't express yourself. And so and it might not have been at work, but you just couldn't express yourself. So you had to shove it down. And then you went home and gave the kids baths and made them dinner, and you still didn't let it out. And then you went to sleep, and now you're having crazy dreams and your mind is racing. And so this is why I start with mindfulness. With every client that I've ever worked with, I always start with, do you have a mindfulness practice? So let me know what your favorite, let's see, Paul, I hope I do guided meditations every night at bed. Me too, sister. That's what I do. And honestly, sometimes that's all I do. I'm just being honest with you guys. Sometimes a guided meditation is the only thing I do, but I do something every single day. Had some vicarious trauma with a client yesterday, ended up crying after that session. Oh yeah, I'm sure you definitely, Katie, I'm sure that's going to come, with protecting our energy, and that's going to happen, I'm sure. Oh yeah. Sorry, I just went into more I was going to say, and your comment just totally threw me off, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I can just feel that. You're so empathic, Katie. I'm sure that it's I really want to get into protecting our energy. We're going to do that I think tomorrow. We're going to talk a little bit about protecting our energy, because that's so important. So, okay, what is your favorite self-healing tool? Let me know. Let's see what time it is real quick. What time is it? And let me know what you guys like to do. And then we're going to get on to, so when it comes to healing, we do need to pay attention to all of them. Okay. We need to pay attention to, our doing emotions, right? Or healing through our emotions. Rachel, horseback riding. Oh yes. I would love that. I don't ever get to ride a horse, but that would definitely be very healing. But that, yes, I so want to ride a horse now. So emotions, mental. So we have to take care of our mental state, right? We have to. That's what yesterday when we were talking about beliefs, that's kind of a little bit about taking care of our mental state. It is what thoughts that we think over and over and over. That's what a belief is. A belief is just a thought. And again, in my coaching and in the group, I do CBT and REBT work. Well, I'm bringing REBT work into it, but I do a lot of psychological tools as far as helping you guys get to the root of why you're doing this stuff. Camping and kayaking. Oh, Katie, I love that. That's a perfect self-healing. Exactly like what Katie just said. Camping is even, so thanks Rachel and Katie for sharing. Those are different ways. So like kayaking, like that's awesome. Yeah, what do you do to express, to have fun? Even that's healing. I'm so happy you guys said those things because that is so important to make time to do stuff like that. Like Darla, I know that she'd be healing. Camping would be her by a fire would be healing. That's her favorite place. And so really, I guess I want to know what your favorite place is, where you feel so good, where you're having fun, where you can be who you are, right? That is the most healing practice at all. Okay. And so we have our emotions, our mental, and then we have our physical. So like exercise, right? Diet. All of the reason why we need to take care of all of this is because when our energy gets stagnant, then disease comes up. Okay. So really at an energetic level, we just need to take care of our stuff. We need to get it at an emotional level because we know when we're feeling an emotion, it is on the energetic level. But then when we start seeing physical symptoms, those are energetic blockages and those emotions we put down manifesting into physical symptoms. So you're literally getting them at the last stage of their manifestation, if that made sense. Okay. And then spiritual. So emotions, mental, physical, and spiritual. And then energy is with emotion. So those are really the 5 areas that to really focus on when you're trying to heal. And why are we healing? Because we're clearing the clutter to our soul. And I said it in the beginning, but right now you have these traumas and these traumatic things that have happened to you that you haven't dealt with that are being held in your system. Like when we do healing work, we are literally shifting on a DNA level, on a cellular level when you do deep healing work, when you work with the chakras. So now I'm bringing in the chakras. Okay, this is where when it came to emotions. So like if I was feeling fearful, I would sit with my root. Okay, if I'm feeling scared about something, if I'm nervous, if I'm anxious, right? I sit with, or I look at red, or I sit with my black tourmaline, right? Crystals, which I'd love to know what crystals you guys are turning to this week. Like, what is your go-to crystal this week? Because mine has been this amethyst. I've just been holding it. Like yesterday I was holding it for a while and today. So that's just a side note. I kind of want to hear what you're on this week. And if you always have one crystal that you go to. But anyway, so then the sacral is the shame and the guilt. So when I feel shameful and I feel some mom guilt coming up, I'll sit with the sacral, and I'll visualize the colors. And right now, if you're new to this might sound crazy to you, but it's not. It's so not crazy. It is actually the most logical form of healing I've ever discovered. And so once you know the chakras, it's almost like you're intentionally healing things on like purpose. You're consciously healing. I think that I mentioned that in the masterclass where we can accidentally heal, which is what I did in the beginning. I didn't know what I was doing when I started to question my beliefs and sit with my emotions. I had no idea that was what I was doing. But then I began to consciously heal, which was, I knew what I was doing. And here's an example. Yesterday, a girl in the group that watched the replay, she said that it's so interesting to her about the throat chakra because it's about self-expression and all that, right? Well, she hasn't been able to speak her truth lately. She's really been held back. And she's like, it's just fascinating to me that I can focus. I know that since I cannot express my truth very well, that I'm feeling held back. I told her, I said, you can sit with your throat chakra. You can visualize that blue. You can get lapis lazuli or blue agate, however you say it. This one is my favorite for the throat chakra. You can do singing, singing in the car. That is clearing your throat chakra. Speaking, like I said yesterday during our clearing, I said, speak what it is that what is it that you want to feel this week? Or, speak it. When you want something, speak it into existence. If you don't trust anybody enough to tell them, use your phone. It doesn't matter. You could even just tell it to yourself in the car. I mean, Izzy talks to herself all the time. Izzy always talks to herself and she has no shame. I'll walk in and she'll be like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm talking to myself. And I remember I used to talk to myself all the time and I thought I was crazy, but it's just... It's not a crazy thing. That is you literally, because if you think about it, you are two people. You have your higher self and you have your ego self, right? You have your human self. And this week is helping you connect those. You're building a relationship with your higher self through these practices this week. Okay. So just a little, that's what the chakras can do though, is to really pinpoint where you need to focus. And then where focus goes, energy flows, right? Okay. So here are a couple different ways I was going to share when you guys, let's see here, hold on a second. And then we'll get into the clearing because we're going to clear our energy again. But I'm really going to focus on the sacral and the heart today when we do our clearing, because that's where you're going to focus today. Yesterday was the root, right? With the beliefs and your rootedness and how grounded you are. And then today, and how grounded your crazy, your beliefs are, get them in check. And then today, I've been using Tiger's Eye lately. Oh, cool. Okay, Rachel, black tourmaline. Yes, I love black tourmaline. I think that's probably always a go-to, right? Good morning, Sarah. I see your face up there. So when an emotion comes up, I just want to share this really quickly as far as how you guys can move through an emotion. So when an emotion comes up, you become aware of it, first of all, okay? And you're going to sit with it. And again, this week, emotions are information. There is no good, there is no bad, there is no judging at all. Emotions, beliefs are just information for your programming. We're unprogramming, we are remembering, peeling off the layers that have been laid upon you. So it's just information. And so when an emotion comes in, you breathe first and you just sit. Okay. So you become aware of it. And I have an emotional, developing emotional awareness. I do this with some of my clients, all of them in the beginning, to become aware of what you're feeling. And then you allow it to be there, right? You're going to become aware of it, because once you're aware of something, it goes. The ego and awareness cannot exist in the same place. So when you are aware of a behavior, when you become aware of a behavior or how other people are taking in your energy, you're no longer operating from the ego. You're operating from a higher part of you. Okay. So I want you to know that when your awareness rises, your ego cannot exist in that. And so with an emotion, allow the emotion to be, sit with it. This is when journaling comes in. This is when meditation comes in. This is when, even horseback riding, camping, kayaking, even doing that stuff as you are feeling something, because we have to feel it, right? And then I want you to, what is it that you're thinking about? Okay. And this is why, because yesterday you noticed, thoughts create emotions. So when we're feeling a certain way, you want to ask yourself, what am I thinking about right now? What is it that I'm believing that is causing this? So for example, when David would not be very nice to me sometimes, okay, I would, in the beginning, I would freak out. I'd be like, oh my God, he's so mad at me. He's mad at me. Blah, blah, blah. I can't have him mad at me. Right? But then as time went on and I started learning all this, and I learned that everyone's projecting, and he did it again, and he would, whatever, when he would get into his whatever childish things. And eventually it was almost like I was observing it. And when he would say something, I would start to feel a certain way, right? I started to become aware of what I started to feel like. And I remember that what I would think in my head was, oh my gosh, I'm going to be alone. He's going to leave. Like all these things in my head I was thinking. So I stopped and I listened to what I was thinking in my head. And I know this can really sound really complicating, but it's not. And I stopped thinking. I chose to say, and I'll be okay if he does. I would add that at the end, right? And instantly I would feel a relief because I was telling myself that I was going to be okay. Right? I wasn't before. So let me know if that makes sense, but that's how I did it. I started to change what I was saying to myself in those moments when I had those emotions. Now, of course, there's an energetic side to that as well. And that's what we're going to do here in a second. We're going to do that like right now, actually. Writing is all about the feel. Yes, I struggled with writing for a long time because I purposefully detached from my emotions. It's very grounding. Oh, wow. That's so interesting. Because you're right, it is. I watch Yellowstone. Has anybody seen Yellowstone? I love it, with Kevin Costner. And I don't know. Rachel, if you haven't seen that, you probably have. But yes, that's what on there. He said you got to feel the horse. And so yes. So tell me, I want to know if you guys have any comments about what I just said, or any questions about that. Today, what I want to challenge you to do is just to stay aware, observe. But when you start to feel something, pause and be like, okay, what is it I'm thinking about right now? Because eventually that's how you can control your emotions. If you didn't know you could control your emotions, newsflash, you can. It is not up to other people, but I didn't know that. I used to believe other people did. And so if you believe that other people control your emotions, just say it. It's fine. It's okay, because you're here, and that's good enough. But now let's start taking control. This is how you take your power back. Right here. This work. This is how you call back in your power and you take it back. Because when we allow other people to make us mad, when we get mad about what other people do, we're handing them our power. And we're like, just take it. Just take it. I want to be upset and have a shitty life. You can have all my power. So we're taking it all back today. Okay? So today, just become aware of it. And how do you know this? Triggers. Sorry, that was the most important part. Yesterday, I told you to watch your language. Today, pay attention to your triggers. That's your only challenge for today. When you get triggered or you start to feel pissed off, what is it? That's information. Why are you feeling pissed off? What is that underlying thought? Okay? And this is deep work right here. Okay? So let's go ahead and clear our energy and let's heal on that level. So go ahead and close your eyes. Oh, and I'm going to light a candle, actually. I feel like lighting my candle. I'm going to do a little bit of the singing bowl too, I think, this morning, just to kind of clear energy. So go ahead and get comfortable. And then we'll do this, and then we will pull some cards, and I have them all organized. And then, yeah, so just go ahead and ground your energy. Just close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Feel your feet on the floor. And just go to your breath. Focus on your breath as you breathe in, focusing on your breath. And then just let it go. And you're just sticking with your breath. You're paying attention to that, focusing on that one object of focus of attention. And then we're going to just go ahead, since we're grounding. So visualize those tree roots coming out of the bottom of your feet. Even when you breathe in the next time, you can, as you breathe in, as you inhale, you can see those tree roots coming out of the bottom of your feet, down into the grass, to the rocks, to the dirt, down to the clay, down to the core of the earth. And then when you inhale again, you're gonna, that light, or that light from the earth, that energy from the earth is gonna come up, and it can be any color you want it to be. I like to use blue, but if you're wanting to feel happier today, pick yellow. Or if you're wanting to calm down, I'm going to pick blue. That's what I'm picking blue for. But just seeing that blue light of energy coming up through your feet, up your legs, up your calves, into your root chakra. And just connecting with that part of your body. And we didn't really do this yesterday, but I really want you guys just to show you, just to place your awareness at the base of your spine. Just allow, you're going to probably feel like tingling or warmth. So you're just going to place your awareness right there, and you're going to just see that ball of red light. And I'm going to try to keep this as easy and simple as possible, but this is the easiest way. So just seeing that red light. So seeing the colors and light help you heal on an energetic level. Sound helps you heal on a spiritual level. So just seeing that red light at your tailbone. And as you breathe in, that red light gets brighter, and you're letting go of the fear of the day, or the fear of the unknown, the fear of the uncertainty of what today's bringing. And so you're going to let that go as that light clears, balances, and aligns that root chakra. And instead, you're going to embrace certainty and trust and surrender. You're surrendering your need to know. Like, you don't need to know. Just trust that you are supported, and you have your basic necessities met, and you have support in this group. You have support from your friends, from your family. So clearing, balancing, aligning your root chakra. Now let's go up to the sacral, because this is where today, with our emotions. So our emotions really lie here in the sacral. I say the sacral and the heart. And so until you get really comfortable with the chakras, you could just visualize that orange ball of light at your womb, and it begins to turn. And as you breathe in, as you inhale, that orange light gets brighter, and we're clearing out all of the shame. Anything that you're seeing, any ways that you're trying to see yourself from somebody else's eyes, like if you're attached to the way that you're appearing to somebody, we're letting that go, because that really it doesn't matter. We can't see ourselves from someone else. We just can't do it. We can only see ourselves for who we are, and understand that other people are projecting. And so just letting go of that shame around whatever it is you're ashamed about in your life, thinking that you're not doing something good enough, or you're not good enough. We're just letting that go, and clearing, balancing, and aligning that sacral chakra. Letting go of the guilt, any guilt that you're not enough. That's just what keeps coming up here, that you're not enough. And just so connecting into that womb, even placing your hand there. And then you're going to place your other hand. So place your right hand on your womb and your left hand on your heart. And so connecting these two chakras and the energy in them, clearing them out for higher levels of connection with other people, and to be curious instead of taking things personally, of just allowing things to go as they are and accept them as they are, and just being curious today throughout your day of everything, having a beginner's mind again, just not labeling anything, and just being curious and paying attention to your vibration. Like, where are you vibrating? Are you vibrating on the lower on the scale? You want to shift that, whatever it is you have to let go of today. Let go of your need for acceptance, or let go of the judgments that you're, let go of the fear of that. I know that can be hard, but just to say, I am here, do what you want to the universe. What is it that you need from me? Because it's more important now than ever that we stand up and raise our vibrations because of everything happening in the world. And so just allowing that grief or anything, any grief or resentment or grudges that you feel, just letting those go today to embrace unconditional love and compassion and forgiveness for yourself. And so seeing that green light at your heart, as you breathe in, it gets brighter. And as you exhale, it expands. And so you're letting go of all that stale, stuck energy. You're opening up your meridians, allowing that energy to flow. And just even listening to your heartbeat. So now I'll go to your solar plexus, clearing, balancing, and aligning. You can see the yellow if you'd like, and then we'll go up to the heart again, clearing, balancing, and aligning to the throat. Pulling that energy up from the root, the sacral, solar plexus, to the heart, to the throat, clearing, balancing, aligning for more confidence in speaking your truth today. More ease, more curiosity will help you with confidence too. So clearing, balancing, aligning, moving up to the third eye, more intuition, to tap into your gifts today and just tune in to how you feel like in your body today, just reconnecting with that to help you with tomorrow with intuition. And then going up to the crown, just opening that up, connecting to our higher self, to our guidance system, to our higher guidance. They'll lead the way for us today and they'll support us today. And so clearing now that all of your chakras are in alignment, they're cleared and balanced. Now moving out to your auric field, cutting all of the cords that are draining you. And then stepping into that shield of protection, that light of protection. Nothing but love and light can go out. Nothing love and light can come in. No one can connect to your energy, and nothing outside of your I'm feeling energy. Nothing outside of your space is any of your concern today. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes. And, I just got a rush of energy at the end. And maybe it's because Shelby came on. So let me know how you guys feel with that. So now let's pull some cards. And today, if you guys are ever feeling like I have vibrations all over my body, let me know how you feel after doing that. If that's the first time that you've done that when you're watching the replay, let me know. I want to know. I want to know it all. I want to know your experience. Okay. All right, let's get going here. So I'm going to give you guys your affirmations and then we're going to get off of here. Like, I am literally lightheaded right now, you guys. I'm like, whoosh, seriously. Okay. All right, here we go. Ready? Who wants a card? Let me know who wants a card. I'll go ahead and just pull for Hope and Katie and Rachel and Paula and Darla. And whoever else is on here right now. Ooh, gosh, you guys. All right, here we go. Rachel, say Hope. All right, Hope, here's yours. Ooh, the fire within me. It's the solar plexus. The fire within me burns through all blocks and fears. Ooh, I love this card. So solar plexus, really tune into that today, okay? For Hope. All right, Rachel. I honor the power within me. I honor myself. Also solar plexus. I swear I did shuffle these. So I honor the power within me. I honor myself. Solar plexus. So today, if you get a solar plexus card, yellow is your color, right? Or, yellow crystals. Darla, yours is, I have complete peace from within. Sacral. I have complete peace from within. And these are good affirmations to say when you're in when you're starting to feel, when you get triggered, there we go. When you get triggered today, these are good things to say. I'll send them in your thing, okay? Or I'll just write them to you. But those are good things. That's what I want those to be for you, is those are just one thing for you to repeat all day, okay? All right, Paula. I see divine light in everyone. The crown chakra. This is a good one for you because I know that might, but this is good. It's good for all of us, but I see divine light in everyone. How can we, because we are all one, right? We're all one. And so to see other people as equals, right? There is no worse or higher, superior, inferior, whatever. You see the divine light in everyone. And something happens when you do that. There is literally an energy shift, and you're going to tell me if you notice it, Paula. When you go from competition, this is a perfect example. When you go from competing and being in competition and comparing yourself to collaboration. If Shelby's still on here, this is something we talked about last night or something, or sometime soon. We've talked about the energy shift that happens when you're not competing with anyone. You are literally working with people. We are all on the same playing field. Okay, so who's next here? And then Katie. I welcome love with an open heart. Heart chakra is yours. So whoever else is on here, Sarah, do you want one? Let me know if you want one. But Katie, I welcome love with an open heart. So today, I want to mention before we get off of here, Sarah, let me know if you want one, or I'll send you one in your, if you're watching the replay and you want one, I'll send you a card in your messenger at some point today. Okay. But I want to tell you guys today, these are two very, very, very important things to pay attention to when you're doing emotional healing work, is to set boundaries. Okay, we did just set an energetic boundary, right? That shield of light that you are literally operating in all day. You can even think of visualize yourself just operating in this, or going about your day in this thing of light. But setting boundaries is huge. You have to set those boundaries, right? And then also to stay mindful, right? And being mindful means being in the present moment. Watch your mind go, watch where your mind goes. This is how I do the work, is by, I took control of my mind. So that's what we're doing today as well. So set those, just keep those boundaries in place. If somebody starts to cross them, let them know, or just remove yourself. Okay. Just today, that's my big thing for you. That's my challenge. Your triggers and your boundaries. Okay. Sarah, I listen to my body and my feelings to know what my truth is. Throat chakra. So that is what, okay. All right, girls and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I can't wait to hear how today goes for you, of staying mindful in your boundaries. And, when emotions come up, just observe them and be curious, right? Curiosity, setting boundaries, and staying mindful. And so watch your triggers, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Do big things. I believe in you. I love all of you. And have a good day. Bye. Maybe.